Pandur, question mark. I didn't look great at the first goal, but I think that he's basically in the clear because it was mistakes that were getting made in front of him that I think caught him a little bit flat-footed. McCrory, no. Fernandes, no. Sterling, no. Romans, just about, and because of the good work that he did going forward, particularly with the early goal that Rangers got, albeit an own goal. Dan Neil, no. Diomande, no. Yukata, almost a question mark, but probably a no. Chukwani, no. Asgard, no. Chermiti, no. You can't go into a European qualifier and have 7 or 8 of your players not getting pass marks and expect to come away with anything other than a difficult result for the second leg. They corrected it a little bit. That was a 4-2-3-1 formation. He's kind of changed it to almost like a 4-4-1-1, pushing Asgard into a more central area to see if he could get more out of him there. I actually think Asgard's going to have a big season. I think there is a real player there. But I wonder if it is going to be a little bit hot and cold, as one of the comments said there. I wonder if he is one of these players that you can't rely on him for, to be an 8 out of 10 games in a row. You might get an 8 out of 10 followed by a 5 out of 10, followed by a 7 or 8 or a 9, followed by a 3 or a 4. He'll need to find a level of consistency if he wants to be, and he said he wants to be the main man. You can only be the main man if you can be relied upon game in, game out. I wouldn't hammer him tonight for the second goal that Rangers lost, even though he gave it away. I think in that he's on the edge of the penalty box. You're entitled to think he's supposed to be a difference maker. If the flick comes off and Daniel goes in and scores, it's a bit of absolute genius from Thelo Asgard. Yeah. I don't think if you're on the edge of the opposition box, you can be blamed for being the cause of a concession of a goal. You'd like to think as an attacking player that the rest of the team set up behind you, that if this doesn't come off, we're not going to lose a goal from here. So I give him a free pass on that one, but overall performance level, not good enough. He moves into the middle for the second half. He was okay and nothing more than that. He had one chance at goal, blazed it over the top, but in terms of what his overall sort of contribution, I didn't think was good enough. So again, after the break, Pandur, nothing really to do. McCrory, a little bit better, but still not good enough to play that position. I think he's a trier, Ross McCrory, and you'll get all the physical effort. And actually, people say he's slow. I don't think he is slow. I think he's quick enough over the ground. I don't know if he's quick enough up here. Would be my worry for Rangers in a European competition. I would have concerns, and I was surprised that he came back out for the second half because, as Andy said, the boy Smith had him in toast in that first half. So that's another concern. Fernandes and Sterling a little bit better after the break, I thought. Romans again did okay. Diomande stayed on the pitch, went out to the kind of wider right position. I didn't think contributed enough. Devlin, Raskin and Curtis were the 3 massive plus points for Derek McInnes. To a lesser extent, Dragovic when he came off the bench. But those 3, I thought, really turned the momentum of the tie tonight, of the game itself. The energy, the sort of drive, the determination, everyone went up a notch with the 3 of them. Particularly Curtis, who I agree, I think it was what Rebel said there, Rangers' best player, probably was on the night. But I thought the sort of the control they had in the midfield was non-existent in the first half. But Devlin and Raskin, I felt, changed that, and I feel like the Polish side struggled against that industry in the middle of the pitch. I agree with Andy. I wasn't sure who was playing right and who was playing left of the pair in centre mid. I think they were swallowing it about a little bit. One was going, one was staying. That happens. But I do think that they added a bit of bite and energy and drive into the middle of the pitch. And a wee bit of an invention. Raskin picks Findlay Curtis out with an absolutely sublime ball over the top, and Curtis actually volleys it. I think he hits it with the wrong foot. Volleys it with the outside of his right foot. Maybe it wasn't going to come across to his left because there was a defender tight up against him. It was a great effort, though. Great effort off the bar. Curtis probably played his way into a starting position for the game at home at Hibs at the weekend. And I'm pleased for him because he'll know, he's heard all the press conferences, he's heard Derek McInnes saying, I'm screaming out for wide players. Findlay Curtis there got his chance, and I thought he took it in that 45 minutes. Just a reminder to Derek McInnes, I'm here, I can do a job for you, don't discount me. Chermiti again, second half, nothing. So these are big concerns for Derek McInnes. And I think you'll probably be tempted. Andy's talking about don't make too many changes at one time. Well, you've got no choice but to make changes to that squad because the squad wasn't fit for purpose. It came third in a 2-horse race last season. Big changes were absolutely required. I'm actually looking at it and wondering if there's enough changes to the starting lineup just now. I think that Derek McInnes might want to get more of the old guard, more of the guys that clearly weren't good enough previously, and get more of the new guys in. What I think the difference would be is last season they had to do that as well. But Russell Martin, as well as changing the personnel, was also trying to reinvent the wheel in the terms of the way that he wanted the game to be played. I think that was the too much part of last season. Changes in personnel, new recruitments, they were absolutely required as they are again this summer. Whether or not you want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and you know, I mean, remember what it was like. It was chaotic this time last summer when you've got Nico Raskin almost playing as a left winger and clearly not happy about it, and Max Aarons playing left back inverted, but almost playing in a centre midfield position to push Raskin out. And that was all over the shop. At least I think Derek McInnes will restore a bit of order to the proceedings. But I do wonder if, in terms of the personnel, I think the more new faces he can bleed into that team as quickly as possible, the better.
You sort of stole my thunder there, Keith, because there's a lot of people in the comments asking, did he pick the wrong starting 11? Let me run through a few of the comments for you. Alex says, maybe giving Raskin a new deal would be a good option. Him and Devlin as the pairing, I think, would add bite. Morpheus says, where's the Scottish identity we all agreed we needed? Filling the squad with average foreigners. Williams says, Big Fernandes thought he was Fernandes Beckenbauer. 1953 Big Brother says, Rangers need to give Curtis a run in the first team. CDS Rangers says, Pandur parries the ball back into danger areas when shot stopping, and that's a massive worry. And as I say, a lot of people questioning the starting lineup. McInnes needs questioned. The lineup was shocking. Although David, I think, makes a good point. He says everyone needs to calm down. Then it will come good. He needs support, not derision. I mean, we should remember, Keith, it's 180 minutes into the season. It's not exactly crisis time yet.
See, before we've gone any further, Dan, I'm a little bit concerned what you've been looking up on your computer because I'm really worried about what might be about to flash up on your hotline. you might want to correct that. No idea.
Let me have a look.
I know you disappeared for a while. In terms of look, I completely agree with that. Derek McInnes, look, there's always a rush to judge, and Derek McInnes, unfortunately for Derek McInnes, has come into this job a moment in time when Rangers have just been churning over one manager after the next and spitting them back out again.